So how did the conservatives get the liberals? Well, the liberals themselves do drugs, so they need money around the space area. So they know most of the bosses were conservatives are on the top. So by the time the liberal male over here will go off and explore sex and drugs or so, he didn't know that the person that fucked his girlfriend the most, the prostitute on the side over here, would have been a conservative dude, if a conservative crew here of incel. Yeah, that they go off for like some fuck the shit out of the prostitutes around the space and that. And by the time he was done over here, yeah, they would go off like have more money than him in the process, and eventually they somewhat circle him into a system where they go off and trap him by snitching on him if he was to do drugs around the space and continue to walk him inside a prison system, and then turn him into slaves in return. Yeah, because he didn't know that most of the group don't view human beings as human beings. They separate themselves and they view themselves as like class of human beings, where they view themselves as like they view them as animal due to the fact that they want something that they have. Yeah, so they lure them into a trap with like whatever they have. So say they know they want money. There's money right here. Yeah, good dog. You want drugs over here? Oh, he's addicted now. He's going to withdrawal. Yeah, look at that. There's a dog biscuit into your mouth. Yeah, driving to your chin. Yeah, go off and have piss in his girlfriend over here. Yeah, good dog. I get some more heroin over here. Let's go, little dog. Yeah, go off and like attack this dog over here. I can keep it on the chin. Oh my God! Look at that. I got the white people's true in a leash over here outside. Yeah, and that's how they got the liberals across Europe, and the militant drug network that makes it back into a conservative crew that own slaves. That then go off and like have the slaves somewhat be like a secret network of spies that somewhat keep the violence in check. So by the time, yeah, no, the liberal network in Europe is under the leadership of a conservative group. Yeah, that don't follow nothing that's way to liberalism or humanity itself. Or so. Yeah, well, like some of the people that they have, like the prostitutes that they operate, or so, are like own like dogs. So they own like dogs, like a dog system. By certain pimps that maintain some hotel chains that make it back into a financial system. And eventually they feed the addiction. They give them the drugs that they want on, especially. So they never bite the hands of the masses. And while at the same time, the masses will always get under the scrutiny of the people that are competing with the domain edge of technology that they use to go off and refine the drugs, where they kill them silently behind the scene with missiles like rockets systems around the space area. That's how. Yeah, so the aliens at the top of here are spamming lasers around the space because they have the best drugs around the space. So they continuously have a war within a civilization warfare and a stuff that's into like a holy war on the space. And then somebody introduced the plot of the Islamic State and Boko Haram on the space to go off and eat up the little sector where people like myself were from. Yeah, it's revising the sector where I'm from around the space area with like the lower domain, like Cambodia or like Thailand or the spaces in there, like this space right, to make it even better into like this sector area. They decided to send psycho killers in there to go off like force of brutality or like no law whatsoever, like all sorts of stuff that's like mad dark. That's way to like people. Yeah, apparently that was the consciousness of some of the drug dealers and the drug addicts within that military crew over here. Yeah, that were training little children as dogs in cages and so on, to then go off and force that enforcement back into a system that was already struggling, and then demolish it, and then go off and take whatever it is that they want, and then go off and continue somewhat surviving into a system like this. Just to be able to be the billionaires on that space where the old power of self dies out, and then eventually in the backyard they have like a whole bunch of children that they train to kill. Yeah, and then eventually they force the people to lose their freedom, and then force them in the town center over here to go off and pray in the process of that, and then make it back inside of a holy military, a holy banking system, a holy system itself that's like a state-sponsored terrorism that rules over a drug network. So, yeah, while have a new Mecca system coming too. So, the worst one you had to watch out for was the Asian Muslim, if it's own space, that makes it back inside the ports of like Latin America, as a mix of like Chinese, as a mix of like Asians and Latinos, that mix up with like some of the indigenous group we have that go off and maintain some of the technical system of the ports that's operated by the mission system around the space area. So because people didn't know that the groups like the Chinese were insert militaries, inside the docking system to go off and be civilians that go off and maintain a fake economy. That's a real shell company over there. What's up? Your real shell company, your real fake companies, the companies created by military males. Yeah, that military families that go off and create fake businesses around the space based on a raw resource that they get to maintain, like oil, or like fisheries, or even other system around the space to go off and create an economy. Yeah, a resource like that. So the facilities will look like that over here, but it not be fully built. Yeah, as a commercial space until they're able to offload some of that system itself and somewhat integrate inside the society very slowly. By the time they build that system itself that look like this, that's when they build your little secret empire on, especially with their little military, and then they engage into like a skirmish that's real brutal, into like all fights where you have dudes with like mini handguns. I mean, mini automatic guns over here to go off and go inside a space here and ambush other dudes and be like. And that's all you hear every damn time around the space here. The space is so highly violent that they don't even recommend. Yeah, by the time you off and you drive around the space here, you get robbed around the space here. You get robbed everywhere. That's all. And it's really by the time you pay attention who the masters are, you jump inside the secret police network and the spy network that's connected back into a main military channel that's able to sneak in a whole bunch of civilians and military groups that go off and fight into that street itself and go like. And then you get to read about it. People are kidnapped, forced to work inside a slave camp center. Kids are going to like school, shot, kidnappings, killings, kidnappings, kidnappings. And by the time you pay attention to like the uncensored system that they have within the goal system, there's like the hardest where you find the most glorified.